Hey everyone, Dev with Crime Hive, and this is the last Crime Hive video of 2020. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go over some updates and some of the cases that I've covered over the year of 2020. And the first one that I want to get into here is with Gannon Stauch, Letecia Stauch. The update I have for you there, we know that she's still sitting in jail. She had a mental health evaluation. Well, one of the latest updates I have is she's going to be scheduled for a second mental evaluation. And so it's just kind of dragging on. You know, I pulled up this one article here. Looks like she's supposed to be, this evaluation is supposed to be completed by January 2nd of 2021. And then there's another hearing for her on January 19th. So that's what we're looking at right now for this case. Not a whole lot of other updates. She's, you know, I've come out with some other videos and some of the weird stuff she's done, like trying to escape from jail. And pretty bizarre case, still in the works there. I know a lot of people are still, you know, hoping for justice in this case with all the evidence mounted against her. And you can look more into those videos or, you know, online. The case is all over the place. And so that is the update for that. So let's talk about the next case that I've covered. Okay, and then another big case that I started following was Vallow and Chad Daybell. And not a whole lot of updates recently, but I've got a lot of other videos on it, you know, regarding the affidavit, the red flags, and all sorts of other stuff related to this case. But I have a feeling it's going to go into 2021 because of just some of the bizarre charges that Lori could be looking at. And I've talked about this, you know, with her other exes and just these other deaths, these suspicious deaths surrounding her family. So I think we're going to hear more about this case. Really just a couple updates though. You know, you've got the Daybell Vallo prosecutor accused of misconduct. And right now it looks like Lori's attorney, Mark Means, is trying to get prosecutor Rob Wood removed from this case. And so they're actually going through that right now. Looks like a second hearing is on January 6th for a decision that could potentially disqualify Wood from the case based on some interviews that he conducted with family. So not a whole lot. But then the other thing that I would point out on this case just recently that we've learned is you've got the grandmother of Lori Vallow, of Lori Vallow's murdered son, JJ, wrote an essay. Apparently it's an emotional essay describing, you know, her thoughts throughout this year on what's transpired. So if you're interested in reading that, that just came out recently that I've learned. You know, a lot of the information that I've already covered in the case, but that's a new update there. So let's go on to another case here. And then I did a series of videos with Peter Manfredonia, who went on this murder spree and was captured, started in Connecticut, multi-state, really bizarre case. I did get a hold of the affidavit and read that. It was a pretty long video if you haven't seen that or even aware of this case. Not a whole lot of details. You know, he's had some court hearings, and I think I've covered that one pretty well. We may learn some new information about some of his motivations and things like that into 2021, but pretty interesting story. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can also see that on Crime Hive as well. And let's check out the next case here. And then I covered some stories related to Fort Hood and the Vanessa Guillen story, you know, where she was murdered. A lot of the community just furious over what was going on in Fort Hood. And, you know, her death led to some changes at Fort Hood. And, you know, this article here, for example, they were getting rid of some people on base there, removing top commanders, you know, and making changes because of the sexual harassment allegations. And, you know, there's so many other deaths in that area. And I did some videos on that. And I feel like there's going to be some more. I've had people reach out to me, telling me about other bizarre stories and unsolved murders surrounding Fort Hood and other bases. So I'll probably be doing more videos on that. Have some interviews with some family members who are wanting their cases out in the public. So I'll be doing some of those into the new year as well. And again, if you guys have any new information on these cases as I'm going through, you know, these are the ones I really did in 2020, the top cases, you know, put your comments below if there's any new updates. I don't have every update on these cases. I'm just giving you some newer bits of information that maybe you're not aware of with these cases, since some of these have been covered for several months, and not a whole lot of information has come through. But one of the updates here with Vanessa Guillen, you've got Cicely Aguilar. She was involved in the murder of Vanessa, and she's still going through the court process now. They filed another motion for continuance, so we're waiting for the outcome of that trial. And I did cover the affidavit on that. Very brutal. Went very in depth on those videos as well. So if you haven't seen that, you can take a look at that too. Okay, and then we had the case with Laila Cavette. You've got, she's still missing to this day. And the last update I had, and I think I shared this in another video, was that the FBI investigators were going to search the landfill where they thought possibly her remains might be. And it sounds like they never found anything. I haven't heard any new updates recently. If you have, definitely comment below. Seems like not a lot has been leaked about this case. Again, Shannon Ryan, who is still locked away for kidnapping her son. They do have a lot of circumstantial evidence potentially involving her disappearance, but it'll be pretty interesting in 2021 to see what happens in this case. And again, they still haven't found her, and so that case is very much wide open still. And I'll probably have some more videos on this particular case. And again, I'm not going through every single case that I covered this year, just highlighting some of these, especially some that are active. People are still missing, and there's not a lot of resolution with those cases. So I wanted to give you an update on that, and we'll move on to another one here. Okay, and then did quite a few videos regarding Suzanne Morphew and Barry Morphew, who is not really considered a suspect, but has really been a main focus with media, and just a lot of speculation in this case, of course, but not a lot of concrete evidence, just a lot of speculation, rumors, things like that we've covered. And she's still missing. So the weather's gotten a lot colder in Colorado. It's made it a lot more difficult with all the search parties and all the effort by just community members searching for her. Presumed dead. Just a matter of finding her, and the investigation is still very active. And so this will be. I will definitely be covering this case in 2021 as well. I'd imagine there will be some new information. Again, law enforcement's tight-lipped on this case. We just don't know a lot, but they do. And so we're hoping for some resolution in this case. So just wanted to point that out. A lot of videos with that, and there will be more in 2021 as well. If you have new info on this, because I know little bits of information keeps kind of flooding in, but if you have it, definitely comment below. And we'll keep the community active and hopefully get some new information as this case continues. All right. Okay, and then another big case covered was Braylen Noble. If you remember, really sad story, really young autistic child found dead. There was a search for days, and then they found him basically in the pool in the community, the apartment complex where he was, and a lot of mystery surrounding that. Even after all these months, there hasn't been a conclusive determination of what happened. I mean, with the autopsy, they still don't really know the official cause of death, and there's really no suspect. Family has been interviewed. They just haven't really released much information on this as well. But this will definitely be something to look for in 2021, because I would imagine there will be some new updates. Hopefully, an arrest is made if this was something that was criminal. We still don't know, but there's really suspicious circumstances with this case. If you watch some of those other videos I've covered, just some things really don't add up. So keep an eye out on that one as well in 2021. Okay, and I actually just learned today about an update in this case in which, if you guys remember this video that I put out, this Pennsylvania teen was shot while watching the sunset, and I got to give credit to, it looks like it was viewer Streetwork was the name, had mentioned that someone was charged for murder in this case. So I pulled this up. This is just one of the articles here. A man named Kenneth Troy Heller faces charges. He's a hunter. And if you remember in the video, I did mention that apparently in this state park, hunting is allowed during certain times of the year, while other people are just kind of walking around and doing things like watching a sunset, and so you know, they're still going through the process. He's been charged with murder, but I'm going to be curious to find out if it was intentional, because he apparently has no connection to this 18-year-old. Again, Jason Kutt is his name, and but we do have a resolution on that case. So that's a good update. I'm really glad someone from the community mentioned that, because this is, you know, that's why I put these things out there as well, because you know, this is something I did not know, and I just learned today. So it's really good to hear that there was a conclusion in this case to a degree. We at least know what happened and who's responsible for him being shot. So just wanted to give you an update on that case as well. Probably just do a couple more here. There's a lot of other videos I covered, by the way. Some were pretty gruesome. You know, there's not a whole lot of updates that I really need to mention on those cases. Some of them are older cases dating, you know, several years back. And I'll probably continue to do more videos like that as well. But, you know, keep an eye on some new content in 2021. Let's take a look at a couple other videos here. Okay, and the last one I think I'm going to share with you all for 2020 is with Melissa Caddick, who still is missing. A very, very mysterious case here. We've learned a couple new updates. Her husband had handed in 5 passports in her name to police. She may have many others. There's, you know, and she may have hidden stashes of money, and she may have had a plan. We don't know. They still don't have a lot of evidence. They don't have a lot of evidence that suggests that, you know, she was killed. They don't have evidence that, you know, she went willingly necessarily. They just don't really have a lot of evidence. But I think the update I wanted to mention was about the passports. That's a pretty big deal, knowing that she has potentially so many other passports, and then her husband, Anthony Coletti, apparently hadn't told anyone that she was missing for 30 hours. So that's a pretty big deal. A lot of people are very suspicious of that, including family. And so, you know, be aware of that in 2021 as well, because I think we're going to learn some more information coming into 2021. And I just wanted to give you an update on that. That's really it for this. I just wanted to kind of do an overview of some of the cases I've covered in 2020. There are others. Every case is important, but for the purpose of this video, just wanted to kind of highlight some of those as we move into the new year. It's been a strange year. I hope everyone is doing well, and hope to see you all in 2021. And you guys have a good rest of your year. You all take care. This is Dev with Crime Hive. Thanks.